If you are somebody that is waiting on a blessing, I need you to watch this. So many of us, we say, oh, I'm waiting on a blessing. I'm waiting for God to do this. I'm waiting for God to do that. The path to your blessing is obedience. Look at the story of Ruth and Boaz. What we all may view as such a beautiful love story, it is also a story of obedience. Now, I know a lot of Christian women, they're like, oh, I want my Boaz. I want my Boaz. But it's some of us, we want the Boaz, but we don't want to be a Ruth. We look at the ending, but let's take it back to the beginning. When Ruth became a widow, her and Naomi, her mother-in-law, they didn't have anything. They were struggling. They didn't have any type of provision. They were trying to make ends meet. And Ruth could have went back to her family, but she followed Naomi. Struggling, no provision. She followed Naomi out of loyalty to her mother-in-law. She said, I'm going to follow you and I'm going to follow your God. And that path looked very uncertain for Ruth. Ruth had just lost her husband. She was grieving, but she was obedient. She followed Naomi and she worked in the field. While she was grieving, while she was uncertain, while she wasn't sure how she was going to continue she wasn't sure what the future held for her, but she still chose to be obedient. See, some of y'all want the Boaz, but y'all don't want to get in the field. You want the blessing, you want the opportunity, but you don't want to get in the field. The blessing came for Ruth because she was on the path of obedience. She could have wallowed, she could have complained, she could have compared herself to the journey of other people. Ruth wasn't looking for Boaz. And that's the problem. A lot of us are seeking Boaz, where you need to seek obedience. You need to seek God's will for your life, because it's a lot of us, that blessing was in that field. And it's a lot of us where you're complaining, where you're operating in doubt and fear, and you won't even get in that field. And if Ruth wasn't in that field, she would have missed out on her blessing. What I'm trying to say is that God wants good things for us. He is our creator, and he wants to bless us, and he wants good things for his children. And in order for us to receive those good things, we need to be on the path to position ourselves to receive those things. And the only way that we can do that is by being obedient. Because when you are seeking God's will, when you are in an alignment with God's will, you receive the blessings and the promises that God has for you. And sometimes obedience doesn't look like big wild decisions. Sometimes obedience isn't moving to a new city. Sometimes it is, but sometimes obedience is small. Sometimes it's just in the mundane things. Sometimes it's just getting up and showing up and working in the field every day. If you feel like God put something on your heart, follow that. If you don't know what God is calling you to do, you open up that Bible. If you're following his word, that's the first step. We are waiting on blessings and we are seeking blessings when all we need to do is seek the will of God. If you want the Boaz, you have to be a Ruth.